Welcome to First 15 with Jasmine Burke, where I will be having 15-minute conversations with some of the world's most talented people about their first experiences in the business, their first auditions, their first hard industry lessons learned, and the first time they knew who they were as artists, just to name a few. All in hopes that artists all around the world will realize that you're not alone, it's possible, and stay encouraged. Make sure you follow me at the Jasmine Burke to keep up with these insightful conversations. I wrote Work Your Audition for that reason. It's motivation and taping techniques to help actors book the job. That's what we all want to do, right? We all want to book the job and work and make our dreams come true. But we need the tools. We need tools. We need instructions, direction, motivation, because the journey gets hard. The journey gets hard. You get a lot more no's than you will yeses. But that shouldn't make you give up or stop. And the thing that has helped me is learning the right tools to apply to my craft. And that's my prayer for Work Your Audition. That anyone out there who is an aspiring actor, an aspiring artist, and even if you're already a professional working actor, so it's my prayer that Work Your Audition will help bless many, 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 many careers. Work your audition. Don't let your audition work you.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm so excited you made time to be on First 15 with Jasmine Burke. So, I personally feel that you paved the way for Black girls to be on TV, on mainstream TV, just being ourselves, being our lovely, beautiful selves without any stereotypes or anything. And that's how I personally feel.
You are too kind. Wow, you make me sound old.
No, because look, you still look like so young. So no.
I appreciate that, but I have been in the game for a long, long time. Thank you. I do. You know what? There's so many people that's before me, but I do appreciate that. I do remember back in the day, 20 years ago, because we had our 20th reunion this year. Jesus, like a couple months ago.
You had a reunion?
There just wasn't a lot of Black women on TV, especially 1-hour shows. I mean, if it wasn't like a half hour, it was just slim pickings, and a lot of the Black characters didn't last more than a season, and then it just wasn't a lot of stuff. And I think somebody did an article on that too, like back in the late 90s or early 90s and stuff. It was just hard to find a black show and Black people on any show, or Spanish shows or anything. So things are definitely much better. I came in the industry very untraditionally, I guess. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. I started out in theater. A lot of people don't know I actually went to Alabama State and studied a minor in theater and business, and then I went on to UC Irvine and got an MFA. So I came up through theater, which was untraditional, getting into Hollywood and doing film and TV and all that stuff at the time. But my first audition for film was Michael Hayes. I don't even know if you remember that show. It's old. But I was all natural out and I didn't know anything about anything. And I remember the director, he thought I was good, but he could tell that I was green because I wasn't done. I came in really raw. Okay. I mean, when I go like very little makeup, my hair wasn't pressed or nothing or anything like that. It just wasn't, so I came in just really raw, like a theater person. But I remember being off book, and that's just the way I did it. So that was a little bit easier for me. And I think what got me about auditioning was not actually the audition for the actual character, but the repetition, because I wanted so much time to prepare. I just felt like the characters needed so much. And sometimes with film and television, you got auditions coming every day, and you're running around like a chicken, especially in Los Angeles. It's just like you're running around, and I was like, God, I haven't had time to think about what this character would be and break it down and all this other kind of thing. There's so many quick fixes that you can do and, you know, beat an audition, you know, for film and TV. And I just wasn't prepared to do it that way. And it was the many auditions that was difficult for me. So it was hot and cold. It was either good or bad. You know, if I had the time to prepare, I could do a good job, but I would get so nervous because I always wanted I wanted the time to get off book. I wanted the time to read the whole script. And sometimes they won't even give you the whole script. So I wanted to prepare the way that I knew how and understood to prepare. And it's just not like that. It's just a completely different ball game. And I still wrestle with that. But it was fun. And he was like, there's the whole thing of getting into the union and paying my fees and all of that and showing up with my afro, and they were like, "Ooh, what are we gonna do with that?" I ended up wearing ponytails. If anybody ever find that show, I think that woman did not know how to press my hair. And that's one of the things I'm really passionate about, is getting people in the union that are our hair and makeup folks, so that we don't have to work so hard beforehand. Because a lot of people are like, why don't black women wear hair? Well, it's really hard because there's not a lot of people that know how to do your hair that's actually in the union that are on those sets. So it's much better now. But back in the day, it was just, you know, nobody, not many of us. So I wore my hair in a ponytail. I think I got a big knot, in, you know, in the top of my head. But it was definitely good stuff. It was the beginning, and I think Felicity was my second job. So and that was something to work with. And again, like the whole auditioning thing was hard because I was used to wearing black, like all black, and then I had to get into, you know, kind of dressing like the character and giving that when you walk in as honest as you could. And just the many auditions, you know, with the auditions you get the call back and the second call back and then the studio thing. So I guess, you know, it was fun but stressful. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I think they see the end results. They see
right. They don't know how you get there. Another thing I think is important is that people are so like adamant about auditions and managers and all that kind of stuff, and I believe in that. But I think what's really important is to get representation that really is into you, because it doesn't matter how big they are and who they are, you know. But if they're into you, they are going to fight for you. They're going to give you a fight for the time that you need to prepare, fight for a callback that you may not have deserved, that may eventually get you a job. But your headshot initially, if you're not recognizable at all and people don't know who you are, you definitely got to have a really good headshot. But I think your representation, the people that represent you, are important. And it's not about the big name agencies or anything like that. I really think it's about the people that really believe in you, that will fight for you to get in the room, to get back in the room, and to get it. Because I had some issues where I had a really big agency and they just were not that into me. They were like, we don't know what to do with her. You know, we don't know what to do with her look. We don't know what to do with her. You know, she's like auditioning for stuff that's 10 years apart. You know, they just didn't know what to do with me. And I ended up going with a smaller agency. And it was really the assistant who believed in me and noticed that, okay, well, she's getting good feedback with her audition, so I'm going to like push her, you know, and I'm going to send her out for everything I think I can send her out for. And that's how I got the audition that eventually got me a job that kind of started my career. In the industry. So
that's good stuff right there, because I think people are always interested a lot in getting that big agent, that, you know, big manager, you know, at these huge companies, but they don't realize that it's more so about, like what you said, someone who really sees something in you and is going to work hard for you. And that might not always be at those huge
And I'm not saying that it's not important, because as you continue in your career, you definitely have to figure out how to make your moves, and it does work eventually. But initially, before in order to enter into the business, you got to have somebody fighting for you.
Yes.
Because if you're at a big agency and they're not sending you out and they're not fighting for you, you're not going anywhere anyway.
You're not going anywhere. No, you'll be sitting there like going crazy.
Right. The person that they're fighting for, you're going to see them just moving along, you know.
Right.
And that's what I love about filmmaking. It's a lot of hard work, but you get to create your whole story and tell it the way you see fit with the people that you think are right.
I am totally inspired by you, like all the way
You're
around.
so sweet.
Like literally all the way around, from what you did with your acting career and the choices that you made, and just seeing you do your thing. Like, look, I don't care. What you did in the 90s in TV and in film, you definitely had little girls like me watching you and saying, oh my gosh, she looks like me. Maybe I could do that too. So, and you always kept it so classy and just everything. And then now I get to meet you in real life and work with you on your films. And I see you executive producing, and I'm like, wow, like,
you are sweet. Well, I wanted to say, plug our film. You are amazing in Last Night a DJ Saved My Life. I can't wait to share it. It is fabulous, and she's absolutely beautiful actress from head to toe, inside and out. So I'm definitely a fan. So, you know, we love on each other.
You are not going to make me cry this morning. No, you're not. Okay? But thank you, because I can't wait to see it. Like, how did you switch, or like,
you know what? It was completely organic. I did a film for a friend as an actress. And when I did this independent film, it needed, like, we needed to be SAG, we needed more talent, we needed like a first AD, we needed like basic stuff, we needed like a script supervisor. I mean, it was just like a lot of pieces that was missing. I was like, hey, we need this. And I think I'd been in the business like 5-7 years at the time. And I was like, well, in order to make this go, there's some pieces that we can't do without. So indirectly, unconsciously, I just started producing. And he was like, well, why don't you help me produce it? I was like, whoa, hold up, I'm not sure if I want to help you produce it. I'm starring in it. So I ended up doing that, and you know, just finding locations. So it was a need thing. It was like, we needed to get this film done, and it needed different things that I knew that it needed, and I just started filling in the blanks and the pieces. And it was really a hard film because it was with kids. It was like an after school thing, and it was just a lot. And I was like, wow, if we could do this, if I just did a regular film without the kids, and you know, like something that I like. And I had this great story in my head that was Love Another 4 Letter Words. And I was like, wow, let me figure out how to get this done. And in that next year, I did Love Another 4 Letter Words. After that, that's all she wrote. I was like, oh my God, I love this. It's a way to do everything. You get to act, you get to put your business on, you get to put your friends to work, you know, you get to tell great stories. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then that morphed into directing.
So there is life beyond acting.
You know, and I think once you're in the business for a while, you want to see other parts of it, and you might even do other things. I don't think, I mean, if you're in the business for, you know, any business for 20, 30 years, you will probably do more than just the thing that you started doing. But I think it's coming naturally, though. I'm not forcing anything. Like, everything is feeding into it. But the acting is still there. You know?
Absolutely. I'm gonna just take you back to the beginning for a second.
Okay.
Beginnings. So, how did you get your first agent representation? Because I find a lot of times everybody has a different story about how that came to be.
I was in graduate school, and first of all, there's a lot of books on finding agencies. They send out, and I tell people this all the time when I do workshops. You can get books, and I got the book by, I want to say his name is Keith Wolf. It's called The Right Agent. Well, I got the agency book, and that comes out every 3 months. If you don't know, you can go to Samuel French. You can go online, and you can find out all the agencies that are reputable, that have their, you know, license to be an agent, and managers. They have manager book, agent book, and casting director's book. And I recommend that. What I did is I got the agency book, and I believe that you should send out your resume and headshot to at least 100 people, 200 if you want. You should, if you have a decent headshot, get at least 2 or 3 calls. If you don't, you need to change your picture, or you need to go do some more work, one or the other. Either you need to do some plays, you need to do some student stuff. If you send your stuff out to 100, 200 people, and you don't get 2 or 3 calls with someone wanting to possibly represent you, then something is wrong with your image. in experience.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times it's about the image. So I usually say that's a headshot check, right?
Yeah.
And but that's how I got my agent.
Okay.
And then I did a showcase when I finished school, and I got a bigger agent.
Okay.
The agent that I had issues with, which sent me back to a small agent. So that, because they're always looking for talent, and of all ages, all sizes, all whatever. So you send out your stuff with a letter, you know, and you know, just like a business. I treated it like a business. So yeah. I sent a business letter, not more than 5 lines, and a resume and a headshot. But I'd done a lot of plays at the time, and I think I might have did a music video. That's all I'd done. And I got a few calls, and I went in and picked the person I thought was best for me.
Yes. That's important too, right? Like the mentality about your relationship with your agent and your manager. A lot of times actors feel that they don't understand the power they have, and that this is their career, and that whoever they choose to represent them, it's a business partnership, and they have rights to say what they want, or, you know, the directions they want to go.
You should say what you want. You should say what you want. I mean, you know, unless you feel that you just don't really know, and you trust the person that you brought on to be a part of, you know, some people have their parents or whatever, or somebody that's been in the industry for a while, and that you can see the success, and they've taken you on, then you can kind of leave with them. But I believe that whatever mistakes you make, they need to be yours. So whatever you feel you want to do, I think you should go for that. Whatever you think your it is, but you have to be reasonable. Like, you know, you can't, you're like, okay, I'm this leading bombshell lady, and you're not. You know, if you're the girl next door, you know, you're the girl next door, and there's nothing wrong being a girl. You be the best damn girl next door there is. You know, there's a lot of work for the girl next door, I might tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you get to be the bombshell sometimes, but you know, you might lead with that, and just be real with yourself. And you would know that by now, because it's not like it changed overnight. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So your friends have been telling you who you are, your family and everybody. So, I mean, you get a headshot, and that's another thing. Please don't come out with this headshot where you're looking like Beyonce, and you walk in the room and you look like the girl next door. So be who you are. Just be the best who that is. And even in your headshot, let it represent who you really are. I mean, some people come in, you know, looking like one thing, and they got a headshot looking like something else. It's really confusing. It's much better for you to figure out what you are for the most part, because film and television, they don't allow you to tell such fabulous tales like, you know, theater. You can be anything in theater. You got the stage and 50 feet from you in the audience. You can be whatever they can make you up to be. But the camera comes in like this, you know, whatever it is what it is. Okay, so you don't want to be this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all in your face. So you know, just whatever it is, live with it, love it, and sell that. You know, and that's what people want to see. They want to see more of it, because there's only one you. There's only one you, whatever that is. You know, so I hope I didn't go too much on the tangent.
No. Okay. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Tangi. I know you have to get back to producing your films. What are you working on I know you're producing something. You're always producing something.
I am. I'm working on actually a talk show called Diva Talk, which I want you to be on.
I'll be there.
And then we're editing your show. Last night at DJ Save My Life, which it is your movie, and Fanatic, which is a show that I've had for a while, and I had an actor to pass, Willis Burke. And it's interesting. I say my same as you. That's really strange. From Alabama. And I put the movie down because I was so sad, and I'd never had anything happen to me like that on a show, mainstream or indie or whatever. So I've been putting that back together, and currently I'm working on a real estate project, which is a total rehab. And that's a whole nother thing. That's still on the business side to me.
I love it.
I have got a lot of stuff going on, and I'm happy to share this year. So hopefully this year, all of these things will come out. And if not by the end of the year, at least one or so of them, and then in the next year the other ones will come.
They will. They will. All right, Tangi, I thank you so much for your time. And I know.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you. And because I just want to, because when I first started, there was like no information. Like it was literally like you just have to jump in with no life jacket on and just figure out how to swim. And either you're going to sink or swim. And luckily, I've been blessed to do some great things.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so proud of you too, honey.
But I want to help other people now. Like,
right.
I know I'm not everywhere I want to be. I'm still in my grind and working hard, but I still want to help other people and say, hey, hear from some people who have been where you want to go, how we're in this together. And they had to
evolve, and remember, there is no end. It is, if you're lucky, you're always evolving. You know, I mean, the music, the film, the producing, because you're producing, honey. You know, it's all, you're always growing and morphing into something more and adding to your repertoire. So it doesn't stop. It shouldn't stop.
Right. Absolutely. All right, Miss Tangi, we'll tell everybody where they can follow you and your websites where they can check out your work. And yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, you can catch me on tangimiller.com. You can follow me on Tangi_Miller on Instagram. You can try to catch me on Facebook. I'm not that big on that, but you can follow me. And when I get to it, I will follow you back.
Awesome. All right, Tangi. Well, blessings to you. And I can't wait for everybody to see your interview on First 15 with Jasmine Burke.
Watching First 15. Let's go and take flight. Hey, First 15. Hey.